Missed a sheet that did a recount. It's 1,300 and... Thank you. The updated credentials report is 1,352.
Good afternoon, Utah County, the place that I call home. I'm so honored to be here. I just got back from Washington, D.C. last night. And it is offensive to me at what goes on in Washington, D.C. for business as usual. And I'm telling you right now, every time I go in these rooms, you're in my heart, you're in my mind. I know what it is that we represent in Utah. We're thoughtful, sensible, civil people. We want to solve problems. So do I. I'm a family doctor. I'm an attorney. I was in the state legislature for 10 years. During that time, when SB 54 came across for the first time, the signature gathering process, I saw it for what it was. I knew that it would disenfranchise the caucus convention system. I knew that they would take away from the voice of these people that are in this room right now, still doing the great work that you're doing. And I voted against it, and I voted to repeal SB 54 3 times in the state legislature. And I was proud to do that, because you people do your work. I see you with binders full of information about the candidates that you are trying to vet, thoroughly vet. I've got 1,000 state delegates that I call, and many of you answer the phones, and we spend 20 and 30 minutes talking about the issues of the day, and I love it. Even when we don't always agree on the things that are there, I love engaging with you. Thank you for the diligent work that you do as delegates. When I'm in Washington, D.C., I think about you. How do we know that? When we have a bill to ban men from participating in women's sports and from men going to women's bathrooms and from men going to women's locker rooms, I vote in favor of that kind of bill to make sure that those men that think that they're ladies, they cannot go in those places and they cannot compete against our young women. When it comes time to ban transgender surgeries on minors in this state, with all due respect to those that advocate for those things, is I work diligently to make sure our children are protected. And I'm doing the same thing in Washington, D.C. When it comes to secure borders and people that are coming across our borders, we don't even know who these people are. And they come and they kill a kid named Laken Riley in Georgia because these illegals have been let across the border. I vote in favor of the Laken Riley Act because I believe that people, if they're going to come to our country, they need to come here legally, and they need to not commit crimes against our citizens. I love this county, I love this state. This state represents everything that the United States of America should be. I want Utah strong and Washington, D.C. small, and I'm working diligently to make sure that we are disempowering that place that often is afflicting you rather than supporting you in your businesses and in your families and your communities. And I am focused on making Utah the best state in our country and the United States of America the best country in this world. God bless you, Utah County, the state of Utah, and God bless the great people of the United States of America. Thank you very much.
Okay, and oh, there we go. Natalie Clausen is here. She is speaking on behalf of Phil Lyman, and Phil Lyman is a candidate in the Congressional District 3.
Okay, I am thrilled to be here with you in Utah County. This is my home county, and to be here to represent Phil Lyman. There are 18 counties in his congressional district, and he has 5 conventions this weekend. So since I'm from Utah County, he asked me to come and speak for him today. He has loved meeting the delegates at all of the meet and greets. He has one coming up this Friday. So if you haven't had a chance to meet with Phil and shake his hand, he would love to see you on Friday in Provo. I'm honored that Phil asked me to speak for him today. I had the privilege to run with Phil Lyman as he ran for governor. I ran for lieutenant governor. It was a privilege to go with him as he traveled around the state, and I learned a lot of great things about Phil that probably a lot of you don't know, like that he played football at BYU, he's a pilot, he is a meticulous CPA, he loves his wife Jody and his 5 kids, he's an avid reader and lover of history. But what I really want to tell you about today is about the CD3 race, which is a really big and important race in Utah. You have a choice between some very different candidates. The incumbent, Celeste Malloy, has continuously voted to fund Democratic agendas. The Heritage Foundation and several other indexes have ranked Celeste Malloy as the least conservative of all of Utah's federal delegation, and that is saying something. So I want to highlight two key issues that show differentiation between Phil and Celeste. Phil stands, number one, Phil stands for parenthood, for personhood, and for statehood, and he does not want government over. He wants government to stay in its lane. On the campaign trail, I personally heard dozens of stories of fellow citizens who Phil had selflessly stood up for against unlawful government overreach. He ran for county commissioner in Blanding after watching 26 homes in his city be raided by the FBI in the early morning hours. He stood up for public lands and the usage for his neighbors at great personal and financial costs. He has written personal letters, shown up at trials, and helped secure representation for people who were unjustly targeted, all done quietly and motivated by his love of liberty and justice for all. As a congressman, he will bring those same values to the national level. By way of contrast, the incumbent has not only allowed for kill switches in our cars, but she has voted numerous times to allow for warrantless FISA searches on U.S. citizens, voting even this week for that use. She voted again to expand these uses. Phil stands against these warrantless surveillance, and because this program has been abused by hundreds of times to spy on Americans. So Phil has championed government accountability. Let's send a message from CD3 that we send Phil Lyman to Washington, D.C.
Okay, so as you can see, we have some results. All right. Wendy Hart, are you ready? Okay, Wendy Hart, our elections chair.
I just want to point out it took us like 35, it took us 35 minutes to count. Paper ballots all the way. Okay. Okay, so for Commission A, Taylor Fox with 101 votes gets 7.73%. Larry Evans with 164 votes gets 5%. Nate Hepler with 3 votes gets 0.0023%. Kafusi with 322 votes gets 24.64%. Smith with 108 votes gets 8.26%. And Bowles with 609 votes gets 46.60%. Okay, for auditor, Tanner with 772 votes with 59.29%. Rasmussen, 167 votes, 12.82%. Hoban, 363 votes with 27.88%. Commission B. Paxman with 250 votes, or 19.25%. Herron with 356 votes for 27.41%. Spencer, 414 votes for 31.87%. Van Cott with 47 votes for 3.62%. Mann with 159 votes for 12.24%. Brimley with 29 votes for 2.23%, and Westmoreland with 44 votes for 3.39%.
Okay, so I somewhat reiterate what Wendy said. She speaks quietly, so let me tell you. In Commission Seat A, Fox and Hepler have been dropped, which leaves Evans, Kafusi, Smith, and Bowles. In the auditor race, Rasmussen has been dropped, which leaves Tanner and Hoban. And in Commission B, William Brimley has been dropped, which leaves Paxman, Heron, Spencer, Van Cott, Mann, and Westmoreland. Does that make sense?
Did the auditor get 60%?
No. Nobody has received 60%. Okay, that's why. Does that make sense? You're welcome to come. Oh, re-say it? Okay. Okay, I'm going to do them all one more time. In Commission Seat A, Fox and Hepler have been dropped, which leaves the remaining Evans, Kafusi, Smith, and Bowles. In the auditor race, Rasmussen has been dropped, which leaves Tanner and Hoban still in the race. And Commission Seat B, Brimley has been dropped, which leaves Paxman, Heron, Spencer, Van Cott, Mann, and Westmoreland still in the race. Okay?
Well, I don't know if they have the technology to do that quickly.
Asking to put them up on the
Well,
screen.
there's A, that, and B, it seems like Van Cott only got like
And you
2%. Well, I'm waiting when Christy acknowledges me. That is super
It's
not
a
helpful.
budget. I mean, you're gonna do like a personal information.
Yeah.
Just stop talking. Oh,
Chrissy?
Christy.
Just point of personal
Just one second.
point of personal information.
Yes, go ahead.
What?
Name and house district, please.
Richard Sorensen, House District 61. My question is, what is the threshold where we dropped? Because it seems like, I was assuming it was like 10%. It seems like we have some candidates that were down at like 2%, 1% that are still going to be in the next round. So
Yeah.
there was that was one. And then two, a lot of people would like to see the votes, like so they can see it on the screen. Is there a way that we can get that up there or not?
I'll ask Mike if there's any way, if they could pull up a doc and I can give them the results and they could pull it that way. Let me have Kirby explain to you because we have very specific bylaws that allow us to drop and when we can drop and when the roll-up rule applies and all of those things. So for those of you who are interested in that, I'm going to have Kirby clarify that.
Okay, it's math class. So the voting is done according to our bylaw on the nomination convention, which is what we're doing. Section D of that bylaw says that, just a second, that's the wrong one. If one candidate receives 60% of the votes, he or she shall become the party's candidate. Okay? If more than one candidate must be eliminated between rounds, if sorry, I lost my place. Being eliminated, if the number of votes received by the candidates being eliminated is less than the number of votes received by the next highest vote getter, who will advance to the subsequent ballot. So the reason we were able to reduce 2 is if you add the number of votes those 2 received, it was not higher than the next one above that. But if you add up those 2 plus the third one, it would be higher than the fourth one. So we can eliminate that many. So that's why you have to have 60% of the first round. The only time it's a majority is when you get down to the final 2, because our goal is to have a consensus about our nominee.
All right, so we have some more balloting that is going to happen. And these guys are way into the thick of the bylaw on this one. So if you are a remaining candidate in round 2 for either commission seat A, the auditor's race, or B, if you guys could come to the stage and I'll show you where we are. We are right here on round 2. So we will go in this order. We will have commission seat A, round 2. These are 1 minute on round 2. And then we will do the auditor. That is 1 minute. That's round 2. And in the middle of that, you can see we will then have the county clerk speeches, and those are both 3 minutes. Then we will do county commission seat B, round 2, and those are 1 minute. So get ready. We're going to do another round of speeches. Yes. Name and house district, please.
Michael Malone, HD 62. Point of inquiry for the commissioner seat B. It seems like adding up Dancott, Brimley, and Westmoreland is less than.
So this is what they were all just having that whole thing about. So let me have Kirby explain it one more time, because if you still have the question, then let him explain the bylaw that creates that situation. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah,
That's less than 130. It's less than 130.
Okay, the question is why we didn't eliminate more candidates in commission seat B, correct?
Yeah.
Here's the reason. So the lowest vote getter was 29. The next lowest one was 44. If you add 29 and 44, it's greater than the third one, which is 47. But we cannot roll those up. We can only drop the first one.
Okay. So it has to be sequential then. You can't take the lump
That's
sum
correct.
of
Yeah,
all
it has to
three
be from the
to say,
bottom
oh,
up.
it's
Yeah,
less
you
than
start
the
from the bottom and you work your way up until you hit a blocker, which is, oh, we've eliminated too many people now, and you back down one.
Is the bylaw specific enough to say that it is actually needs to be sequential like that? You can't
Yes.
skip? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it does. It is specific. Thanks.
That was my question too. Wayne Boyce, District HD 65. If you add the bottom 3, they are still less than the bottom 4. Why not drop the bottom 3 in Commission
Yes,
B?
that's a great question. Is Ben Summerholder here? Can he stand up? Is Ben here? Right there. So Ben in the back is our Constitution and Bylaws chair, and he is the guy to start working with when you find stuff that you think could be made better, maybe doesn't make sense. Then we write a bylaw and we get that changed. So Ben would be the guy to talk to if you want something that operates a little bit different. Right now, of course, we're operating in the rules in which we have before us that we have all agreed on. So that's what we have to do at this time. So,
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I had a late arrival. One of my precinct chairs just came in from the airport to be here. So I would like to make a motion that he could get credentialed to vote in for the remainder of the day.
Okay. That is. Yes, this requires a 2/3 vote since we did close credentialing. For those of you who are new, this does happen periodically. We do not ever allow this in the middle of a vote, but because we are not currently in the middle of a vote, that is within the right to do that. So the motion is to accept his open credentialing so that, what's his name?
Josiah Tershner.
Hi, Josiah. So Josiah can get credentialed. I'm in favor.
Nobody can forget him.
So that is the motion. Is there a second? Okay, any discussion to that motion? All those in favor, please raise your credentials. Any opposed? Please raise your credentials. Okay, the chair rules that passes. You can go ahead and get credentialed, Josiah. Yes, name and your house district, please.
Aaron Bishop, House District 58. For the interest of time, I move that we forego second round of speeches.
I do want to say they are 1 minute and they do help people recalculate. I don't know, for those of you who are new, that stuff does happen in those second 1 minute speeches but it has been seconded and there's a motion.
Madam Chair.
All right, so the motion is that we forego round the second round of speeches, the 1-minute speeches. It has been, it has been seconded. Is there any discussion to the motion?
Madam Chair.
To the motion?
Yes.
Yes.
First,
Michael Naiman,
Yes.
House District, please.
Michael Murdoch, House District 56. First, the parliamentary inquiry. Isn't it in our bylaws or our special rules that we've already adopted by a 2/3 vote that we have to allow the second speeches? Because if so, I don't think we can just overrule that with a majority vote.
No, it wouldn't be a majority vote, I believe. I got to check with him. It would be a 2/3, but I'd have to, we'd have to, that would, hang on, that would actually require opening the rules again.
I don't. I do too.
Okay, that would take a 2/3 vote.
Then I speak against the motion. There's at least one candidate that we cut off early inappropriately, and we need to hear from them. And there's a lot of lower level candidates that we need to hear from to make a decision. We didn't chop off the bottom 3 like we were talking about. So let's hear from people, let's change our minds, make up a decision, and go vote again.
Thank you, Michael. To the motion, speaking in favor or against the motion? No? Okay, she is behind you.
I was just also I was coming up here to say we should give Westmoreland back his time he thought he had. So, and we have this new guy who wasn't here for the 3-minute speeches. A 1-minute speech might do well.
Thank you.
But, what's that?
Yeah, there's
Oh.
already one. She'd have to amend it. Yeah. Speaking for or against the motion?
Speaking against the motion,
Against.
I think we should allow for the 1 minute. It gives opportunity to others. Sometimes they decide they want to throw their support behind another candidate, and if you voted for him, it can help you be informed as who you might want to vote for. So I would oppose it.
Thank you. Okay, any further discussion on the motion? I'll take one more.
I was one who said second. I withdraw.
Oh. You guys are good. I love this body. We have to train up the Central Committee, but you guys are getting it quick. Okay, so seeing no further discussion to the motion, let me be very clear. If you vote in favor of this, then you would be eliminating the second round speeches. This requires a 2/3 vote. If you changed your mind or you want to hear the second round speeches, then you would be voting no on this. It does require 2/3. So all in favor of eliminating these second round 1-minute speeches, please raise your credentials. Thank you, and all those opposed. Oh, yeah. I love this. The chair rules that fails. Okay, so we will proceed to our second round, 1 minute with our clerk speeches in the middle of that. Oh, it's risky. It's risky.
Can I make an inquiry?
Sorry, what's that?
Can I make an inquiry? Can I make an inquiry?
An inquiry, yes.
Yeah.
I'll take an inquiry.
Do you have more paper ballots ready?
Do we have the paper ballots?
Do you have more paper ballots
Oh, yes,
ready?
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
How many rounds are you ready for?
Go ask them in the back. They've got plenty of them. They're
Okay.
ready for all the
Okay.
rounds that could potentially
All right.
happen.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you. Thank you very much. This body's doing very well. So we are going to go ahead and restart our timer. There are 1 minute. They go in this order. County Commission Seat A. I'm going to go back to the slide that has those in order so you can see who's coming up. Mike, if you're back there, will you go back to Commission Seat A the first time, and then we'll skip the ones that were dropped? That will give everybody the order on theirs. Yeah, way back to the first time. Nice. So you guys are in the same order. Keep going right there. Okay, so that means we will hear from Larry Evans, Michelle Kafusi, Richard Smith, and Brent Bowles. So 1 minute on the clock. Larry Evans, you are first. What? Okay, I'm going to excuse these gentlemen to take it off the stage. Hey, Kirby, Mac, Lowell, will you guys take it off the stage, please? Thank you.
Hello.
Okay, and Larry Evans, 1 minute.
Wait.
Thank you. That was a paid endorsement, by the way. Can't hear me? Okay. I'm grateful to be back before you. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I asked my sweet wife what I should say that I didn't say the first time. But basically, I'm going to tell you the same thing. My passion for this job is as strong as anybody in this race. I bring integrity. I bring a love of this county. I've lived here my whole life. I want to preserve the quality of life we have here. I understand there's some problems in government. There's a problem with trust between you and your elected officials. I want to correct that, okay? I will be accountable for what goes on in the commission office. I will be accountable to you. Give me an opportunity to serve. I think it's time for some fresh faces, some fresh ideas, and a chance for Utah County to continue to grow and develop. Thank you.
Next, we will hear from Michelle Kafusi.
I just want to start by saying thank you to those who voted for me and were willing to put your trust behind me. I truly appreciate it and value it. I want you to know I am excited to go to work for you. And I want you to reach out to other folks I've worked with. I will work tirelessly on your behalf. I love this county. I love this community. I want to serve you at the highest level possible. So please, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm planning to come to you if you don't come to me, so we will get to be friends. I want to earn your vote. I want to earn your trust for County Commission Seat A. So please vote Michelle Kafusi. Thank you.
And next, we will hear from Richard Smith.
Over the last 6.5 years, I've been able to help people who come into the county regularly as I work where I currently do in the assessor's office. I've heard their complaints about taxes increasing. I've heard their complaints about property values increasing. And I've had to be that guy that's had to tell them why taxes are changing and why values are increasing. I didn't like being that guy. But I think that the government does have issues and we need to address them. I've seen them firsthand. I've seen where we struggle to communicate with our constituents. I've seen where people are frustrated and feel like they don't get heard. And that's why I'm running. I'm wanting to help you get heard. I want you to know how the process works. And I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
And next, Brent Bowles.
I think I'm the third person that's tripped on that step. We need to get it fixed. I want to thank you. As I said, I trust you as the delegates. I trust your vote. And you can trust me that what I say, I will follow through with. I am for stopping unnecessary spending, defend low taxes, and reduce the burden on you, the taxpayers. I want to reform the County Commission office. I support first responders. Planning growth is vital for our county, and we can't overbuild to the point that we're losing our infrastructure too fast. I am looking forward to serving you, and I will serve you with all my heart, mind, and strength to make sure that I follow up on my promises. Thank you much for all your support.
Madam Chairman, to your right.
Do you want to do this after we do the auditor speeches?
No, we're going to do it now.
Before Commission B that it applies to?
Let's just do it.
But we do the auditor, each of them?
Go to Lowell.
I just haven't recognized him, have I? So next we will hear from Gina Tanner for 1 minute, and
Madam
then
Chair.
Travis Hoban.
Madam Chair.
I am so grateful to be here. I'm grateful for all of you and the time and effort that you put into this. I apologize. I will keep this short because you're all tired of sitting. This job is not just a management job. This job is a technical job, and you've got to understand what you're looking for. I can't be responsible for your taxpayer dollars if I don't understand the numbers and how they're being spent. And you as a taxpayer, you have the right to understand that as well. So transparency doesn't count if it's not useful and understandable to you as the taxpayer. And I promise that I will use technology wisely, make sure there's a human set of eyes for oversight, and that at the end of the day, you will know exactly how every tax dollar is spent. Gina Tanner, running for County Auditor. Thank you.
And next we will hear from Travis Hoban.
First, I want to say thank you to all of you delegates for spending your day with us and for the dedication that you've given to this process, to vetting the candidates, and to representing your community. It's quite the service that you provide, so thank you all. When I entered this race, my hope was to elevate the conversation around some things we can do better in the county. Tina Cannon, the state auditor, said when you're doing your job well, you're probably not the most popular guy in town. Pretty clear I'm not the most popular guy in town for that first initial vote. But ultimately, I think what we need is to continue to challenge the status quo. I think if you're happy with how things are going with property taxes, with how things are going with spending, then I'm probably not your candidate. But if you're looking for someone who can jump in and try to make some changes in the county, then I hope to have your support. One thing to keep in mind is if you like Gina and you thought about me, vote for me and you get us both. Thanks.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Lowell Nelson.
Thank you, Madam
Chair
Chairman.
recognizes you.
Thank you.
Name and House District, please.
Lowell Nelson, House District 54. I rise to a point of order in discussing the bylaw that we learned about just a few minutes ago. I'm looking at the results of the Seat B election. The three lowest vote getters received 29 votes, 44 votes, 47 votes respectively. The sum of those three vote getters is 120. The next highest vote getter received 159. Therefore, our bylaw dictates that we eliminate the three lowest vote getters.
I'm guessing you have a motion.
I'm waiting for your response.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say, for those of you who this is new, it's not new to us. I just really didn't want to stop the flow, and the auditors were already lined up. I wasn't doing that to be mean, but this specifically is going to deal with one race. I wanted it to deal with the race before that. Anyway, so Lowell, please, I hope you didn't take offense to that.
Oh, no, we love you, Christy.
I could see how somebody would be like, that was terrible what she did, but I did not want to take anything away from the flow of that.
No,
so
we're good.
Yes, so you guys are having a dispute with Kirby over here that everybody saw with the bylaw. You guys have a different interpretation than he has of it. So what happens in this scenario is usually it gets brought to the body before the body at this time. And so, Mac, the chair recognizes you.
So what I'm hearing from you, Madam Chair, is you are supporting the interpretation of our parliamentarian that says we only eliminate one, and so I am firmly...
I'm not supporting either. I'm neutral in this. No. If you guys are bringing an issue with it, then I want to hear that.
Madam Chair, since you are the chair, you're the voice of the chair, and so you have to say, as the chair, are we eliminating one or eliminating three?
You're correct. Yes.
So are we eliminating one or three?
So
what, as a chair, what are you ruling?
The chair is ruling that we're eliminating one.
Okay, Madam Chair, I am appealing the ruling of the chair.
Hold on, watch this. Mac, they missed it because there was an emotional reaction over here. Yes. And so you are doing what?
I'm appealing the ruling of the chair.
Okay. All right. So now we're at the point at which I had already kind of jumped the gun on.
Yes.
So, okay. So the chair made a ruling, and the ruling has been appealed, and that would take the body to make that decision. And so do they have to make a motion, or no? We can talk to the discussion as if it's already a motion. Is there discussion too? Is there...
So while she's talking, an appeal to the ruling of the chair then goes to the body to vote on. You get to decide whether you agree with the chair or you agree with those petitioning.
Thanks, Mac. That's helpful. Okay, so it operates just like a motion already does, and there's an appeal to it. So because I was operating in favor of it, I get the opportunity to state my reasons for which I am, and then it opens it up to the body for discussion on why they would be either for or against. I would be for this, eliminating one for some of the reasons that the others had stated. We did have a timer issue with Mr. Westmoreland. There is a different interpretation. The body is already moving in this direction. We could get on with balloting, and we could get that done quickly. And for those reasons, that's why I'm going with one right now in that interpretation. So.
Okay, can I speak to my appeal?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is a fine nuance interpreting of the language of that. Our interpretation is, and basically the language states that the sum total of a number of candidates, if they are less than the next candidate above, they can be eliminated. The interpretation of the parliamentarian is such that once that, as you go up to do those tests sequentially, once that fails, you don't go up anymore. And in this case, that's what happened, because the lowest one is lower than the next one above it, obviously, but those two are not less than the one above it, so it fails. Our interpretation is anytime that condition exists all the way up the chain, up until the last two, that it still satisfies the bylaws and allows you to eliminate those candidates. And this is the situation where the bottom three are still less than the fourth, the fourth from the bottom, and so we believe the bottom three should be eliminated.
Okay. Okay, so Mac was speaking in favor of the appeal.
Yes.
Okay, and anyone opposed to the appeal?
Point of information.
Yes.
Matthew Blakemore, House District 56.
Uh-huh.
Can we have someone read the bylaw as it's stated?
What? Like, go to the source? Yeah. Kirby, would you be willing to? Yeah.
Okay.
The chair. The chair has asked me to read the bylaw. More than one candidate must be eliminated between rounds of voting. If the number of votes received by the candidates being eliminated is less than the number of votes received by the next highest vote getter.
Finish it? They're saying there's more.
Well, the next part doesn't apply.
I continue. It must be eliminated between rounds of voting if the number of votes received by the candidates being eliminated is less than the number of votes received by the next highest vote getter, who will advance to the subsequent ballot. If one candidate receives 60% or more votes cast, he or she shall become the party's candidate in the general election without running in the primary election. If there are fewer than 5 candidates, you asked for it. If there are fewer than 5 candidates and no candidates receive 60% or more votes cast, or if no candidate in the second round of balloting described above receives at least 60% of the votes cast, the 2 candidates who receive the highest number of votes should be placed, tell me when I'm done, should be placed on the ballot, and voting shall proceed again. If one candidate then receives 60% or more of votes cast, he or she shall become the party's candidate in the general election without running in the primary election.
Okay, further discussion on the appeal, speaking in favor or against?
I'm speaking in favor of the appeal. Is it my turn or is it somebody else's turn?
Oh, it's your turn.
Okay. Charles Wood, House District 52. It says that multiple candidates must be eliminated if they total to less than the other candidate. So we must eliminate multiple candidates in this case.
Okay, anyone speaking against the appeal? Name and House District, please.
House District 55, Greg Lehman. I'm a little concerned because what you're really doing is ranked choice voting here. You're assuming that by eliminating one candidate that the vote is going the way you think it's going to go. If you eliminate two candidates, how do you know what would have happened if you would have only eliminated one? That's a real concern. We cannot predict.
Shh, hold on one second. Hang on, we got to be able to hear him.
No, I'm just going to make it a motion.
If the body can.
I'm going to make it.
No, finish your thought, please. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, when you eliminate one, you know after you make that vote what the vote is going to be for each candidate. But if you eliminate two, you have eliminated the actual count of votes. You don't know what that second vote's going to be. So I recommend that we avoid this.
Thank you.
I'm sorry it takes more time. We were 9 o'clock at night in the state convention last year, but
Thank you.
do it right.
Yes, speaking in favor or against the appeal?
I am Chris Miller, Precinct Vice Chair, District 61. I make a motion to call the previous question.
Second. That's in order. The motion is to call the question, and that motion is in order. It requires 2/3 vote. So all of those in favor of calling the question, please raise your credentials. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me explain what that means. That means that we will end the debate and we will move to the vote. All those in favor of calling the question, please raise your credentials. Thank you. Those opposed, please raise your credentials. Okay, the chair rules that passes. We will move on to the vote of the appeal. So if you... So the... It's on... All right, sorry, the language matters here. Your vote is on sustaining the decision of the chair. If you vote yes, that would eliminate one. If you vote no, that would eliminate 3. Is everyone clear on that? Should I say it again? Let me say that one more time. The vote is on sustaining the decision of the chair. If you vote yes, that eliminates 1. If you vote no, that would eliminate 3. This is a majority vote. Correct. Okay, so all those in favor of sustaining the decision of the chair, and that would be the elimination of 1, please raise your credentials. And all those opposed, please raise your credentials. Okay, the chair rules that fails, yeah. Very good. Give us a second. Okay, listen up. So we will have 1-minute speeches after the decision by the body. The individuals dropped are Truman Vancott, William Brimley, and Tom Westmoreland. That would leave the remaining speeches that we will hear 1 minute from Isaac Paxman, Carolina Herron, David Spencer, and Rod Mann. And we will, let me see if we can get that slide. We will go in that same order, starting with Isaac Paxman.
God wants all his children to be able to choose their elected officials. We're blessed to be a part of that. He also wants his children to, when they have that chance, to seek out and seek to uphold public servants who are good, wise, and honest. Thank you for being a part of that effort. One question I've received is about money to pay for signs and those things. It's come from my pocket, my wife and I. It's come from friends and families and neighbors. I want to assure you no money has come from any company. I also want to tell you that I'm looking to be a commissioner for the entire county, from Eagle Mountain to Genola, everywhere in between, every other corner and pocket of this. And I'm grateful to have support from people who've worked with me from all those parts of the county. My name is Isaac Paxman. Thank you again for your service. I've been in your shoes. I've been a delegate. I've been involved in this process since 30 years ago, and I appreciate it. Thank you, and I'm asking for your vote.
Okay, next we will hear from Carolina Herron.
I'm Stephanie Grecius. I am a Utah County legislator representing District 50, as you guys just heard. And I have worked with Carolina Herron for multiple years now on issues facing this county. She understands what's going on. She has the passion and the drive and the know-how to get it done, and I encourage you to give her your support.
Delegates, you know me. I've been serving you. I've been working for you. I'm a convention-only delegate because that's important and that matters. I'm a convention-only candidate because that's important and that matters. I did not gather signatures. I'm going to work for you, and I'm going to work to represent you. We need a conservative majority on the commission, and I can provide that. We will have a primary. I'm the one that can win that primary and support our caucus system to show that this is important and the candidate from convention can win in the end. So I ask for your vote and I ask for your support, and please vote for me for a good, thank you.
Next, we will hear from David Spencer.
I'm David Spencer, and I have a plan to move Utah County in the right direction. No more tax increases. No more pay raises for elected officials. Real-time transparency and accountability. I will work for the citizens of Utah County. I am not part of the establishment. I have no ties to the county, and I will work for you. Thank you. Hopefully I get your vote.
Next, we will hear from Rod Mann.
I'm Rod Mann. I commit to what I can do. I've done that in the past. In Highland, I committed to be transparent and get things done, and we did. As your commissioner, I will commit to spending the time to get things done that are important, continue funding public safety, work on transportation needs across the county. That requires collaboration with a lot of different departments. I've done it in the past. I'll do it in the future. I have a track record you can verify, and I am the only candidate running that has won a countywide election before. So if that matters, if viability matters, then there's one thing to look at. I appreciate you being here. It's a long day. I'll cut my speech short. Thank you for being here, and I hope to earn your vote.
Mike, can you get to the clerk slide for me faster than I can with the clicker that's a mile away? Okay, so we are going to transition to our 3-minute speeches from our clerk candidates. We will get right there. We're not, that's okay. Okay. So 3 minutes, and we will hear from Aaron Davidson first.
Finally. In a leadership training video I recently watched, General Colin Powell shared a story when, as a young lieutenant, his sergeant told him, "Lieutenant, you'll know when you're a good leader when people follow you, if only out of curiosity." 4 years ago, at the county convention, I received more delegate votes than any other candidate that year. And maybe some of those votes were out of curiosity. But I made a clear promise to make the data gathered during our elections more accessible to voters. And I have kept that promise. I worked with Representative Norm Thurston on legislation that now allows cast vote records to be made public. I expanded public participation in post-election audits and allow citizens to select some of the ballot batches we audit. And I worked with Representative Corey Malloy to give county clerks the ability to verify citizenship status with the SAVE program, the Systematic Alien Verification for Entitlements program. I am currently the only county clerk that's been registered to use that program because I took initiative and registered early to use that. Just this week, the MIT Elections Data and Science Lab released the Elections Performance Review, ranking the state of Utah 40th in the nation. That's not where we should be. I could try to argue about the methodology behind the ranking, but I'd rather look at the data and find ways to improve Utah's elections. That report also showed that Utah has improved, but other states are improving faster. My opponent has frequently criticized my involvement in the legislative process, saying the clerk should stay in his office and simply do the job, dotting his I's and crossing his T's. Now is not the time for a clerk to sit behind a desk. Now is the time to take action, to engage, and to fight the fire. In the party's podcast, my opponent admitted he never aspired to be county clerk. He was essentially recruited into the race. I can guarantee you this, I aspire to this position. No one has talked me into running. My background, earning a bachelor's and a master's in accounting with an emphasis in information systems, an MBA in finance, working for Price Waterhouse, implementing large database systems, and starting my own database company has uniquely qualified me for this position. And over the last 4 years, I have proven my dedication to it. I have built my career around being curious. People often say curiosity killed the cat, but the full saying is curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back. The satisfaction of improving our election process is what I aspire to, and that continues to be my driving inspiration. My name is Aaron Davidson. I have committed to convention, and I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Next, we will hear from Corey Astle.
Fellow delegates, thanks so much for being here. My name is Corey Astle, and I'm running for county clerk because this office needs someone who wants to do this job and not use it as a platform for a personal political agenda. The clerk is not a policymaker like a commissioner or a legislator. It's a hands-on leadership role that demands discipline and a deep commitment to the details of running elections. As a lawyer, I can tell you that the clerk must understand the law, and you can even make suggestions to policymakers about how to improve the election process. But a clerk should never let his personal agenda interfere with faithfully executing the law or protecting the rights of voters. Unfortunately, my opponent sees the clerk's office as a personal stage for his own election law agenda. And frankly, his proposals would make it harder for seniors and young families to vote. That's not what we need in Utah County. And it's not what we elect a clerk to do. I propose a better agenda. First, strong election integrity. We're going to clean up the voter rolls, and we're going to provide transparency without compromising a voter's right to privacy. Second, professional execution. No more missing ballots. No more confusing ballot instructions. No more running out of ballot paper on election day And for heck's sake, no more tracking the ballots of your political enemies. That's wrong. Instead, we will be fully prepared and focused on serving every voter with the utmost integrity. Third, smart access. We can guard against voter fraud and still make voting convenient for eligible voters. Discouraging lawful mail-in voting has not made us more secure. It's just made it harder for busy families and for seniors and for many military members to vote. I bring proven management experience from the U.S. Senate as a corporate vice president and from running a successful small business of my own, and I'll run the clerk's office with that same experience and commitment to the fundamentals. Over many years of coaching youth sports, I've learned if you don't get the fundamentals right, the game is going to fall apart, and that's exactly where this clerk's office has fallen apart over the last 4 years. We can do better. This race presents a clear choice. We can have continued drama and embarrassing headlines, or we can choose competent leadership that delivers professional election administration every day, every election. And so I'm asking for your support to restore professionalism and trust to the Utah County Clerk's Office. Let's turn the page on bad headlines and an agenda-driven clerk's office, and let's replace it with a trustworthy, high-integrity election system that reflects the best of Utah County. Vote for leadership that delivers. Vote for Corey Astle. Thank you very much.
Okay, Wendy Hart, are you back there? Is she back there? We have ballot instructions one more time. So you should have within your packet your round 2 and round 1. So round two of the commission and the auditor, and then round 1 of the clerk. So we will have Wendy come up. She will give you your instructions. And my instructions to you is we've already done this once, so we should be able to beat our time and come back and reconvene as soon as they're ready. Wendy's on her way. Hold on before you move because we can't even open it yet. So she will tell you how we're going to go about that. And then we're going to be super efficient. I'm going to turn the music on, and then when the music stops, oh.
Okay, we have 4 ballots. Sorry, 4 ballots. Both greens, 1 dark, 1 light, 1 white, and a blue, dark blue. Dark blue, light green, white, and dark green. Do not fold your ballots. Do not fold your ballots. Make sure to pull your credential out, and we will be marking number 2 on your credential, and then you put them in one at a time. Thank you.
Okay, balloting is open for our election workers. They need to vote first. And as soon as they have voted, then we will open balloting for you. So our election workers can vote right now. Okay, when the election workers are done, balloting is open for everyone. One more over there. Is there anyone who needs a ballot box taken to them? They cannot make it to the ballot box. Okay, is there anyone who needs a ballot box brought to them? Anyone still voting? Okay, for the one more. Oh, I see a hand. I see a hand. Okay, let's get that done really quickly. Whoever still needs to vote, please vote. Okay, if you need a voting ballot box brought to you, please raise your hand. I don't see them. Do you see where they were? I don't see anybody up there. Oh, right up here. Oh, there we go. Is that Sharon? Hi, Sharon. Okay, we will send someone up. Wendy Hart, we need someone to go up the stairs and to the right. There is someone who needs a ballot box brought to them. Send the young spry ones. Let's go. Or Lowell. Very good. Okay, they are headed up the stairs. While they're headed up the stairs, let's do more than one thing at a time. Let's go ahead and have everybody make their way back to their seat. The faster we do that, the faster we go home. So let's do the impossible and try and end political conversations. Head on back to your seat. We'll see who's left voting. Okay, we need another ballot box up here. Let me see who's over there. Okay, we have a couple that are still voting. I need a ballot box over here. Lowell, Nelson, when you guys are done up there, please continue to walk around this way. Oh, thank you, Brian. Fantastic. If you guys go up the stairs right there, you're needed over here. Okay, they're gonna head up those stairs. We have one there. If everyone on the floor has voted, then the rest of you should be making your way back to your seat. Okay, everybody back to their seat. Take a second. Say that is an awesome thought. Let's talk about it later. Head on back to your seat. All right, let's see how fast we can do it. Head on back to your seat. Okay, I see some of you doing it. Good job. Okay, we're gonna count down from 20 and then we're gonna whisper. That's how we're gonna do it. We're gonna go 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 12, 11, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, find your way back to your seat. Is there anyone left that needs to vote? Is there anyone left voting? I see one. I see those guys are back from up there. Find your way back to your seat. Shh. Anyone left? Last call. Last call for voting. Anyone that still needs to? Shh. Anybody making a run for it? Okay. Voting is now closed. Ooh. Above all, we must realize that no arsenal or no weapon in the arsenals of the world is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. Ronald Reagan. House District 50 has a bingo card, and I think he just got bingo by doing that. That's pretty great. Okay, if you are a poll worker, and your candidate is still in the race, please head to the election room. If you are a poll worker and your candidate is still in the race, they need you in the election room, if you so choose. Poll watcher. I'm sorry, poll watcher. If you're watching that for a candidate, that now is the time to head to the election room. We're going to get rolling so that we can get rolling. Shh. All right. Have a seat. We have, Chuck, is Chuck here? Chuck, I need you on the timer. Yeah, if you don't mind. Putting 1 minute on the clock. We have with us Rob Axon is the Utah Republican chair, and he is driving as fast as he can to as many counties that are having conventions today. So we've invited him up. He has 1 minute, and then Derek Brown, who's the Attorney General, also has 1 minute, and they just wanted to drop by and say hi. And so please give them a warm welcome.
Thank you, Christy, and thank you to all of you. It's always good to be in Utah County. I grew up in this area when you used to have more elk than high school students that would be here during the winter. Grew up in Alpine back when it was still a small town and there was a cattle guard to get on the freeway instead of a Porsche dealership. So things change in Utah County. I love this state and I love this county and I love this party. I love this party because you can look at the party platform and you can see principles and you can see truth that exists when you read the scriptures and when you say your prayers and when you learn from your parents. Not all political parties have that, and I'm grateful to be a part of a party that actually believes in truth, that actually believe that gender matters, that believe that parents have a role, that believe that freedom exists, and believe that government is there to serve us rather than to put us into servitude. That's the Republican Party, and that's what we believe. To all of you delegates, thank you for everything that you do. I was in Davis County, Salt Lake County, now Utah County, and now I get to go out to Duchesne County. There are thousands of Republicans that believe in this process all across the state. Thank you for doing that. And those of you who are state delegates, I'll see you next Saturday.
All right. And this is our Attorney General, Derek Brown.
Thank you, and I appreciate our chair doing that. Let me just say really briefly, every one of you today is here for an issue. There's lots of issues you care about, but let me tell you, each of you, as I learned as state party chair, you're here for an issue that you care about. And I can promise you, whatever that issue is, it's not going to be decided by our legislature or Congress. It's going to be decided by someone wearing a black robe, holding a gavel. Do you know what I mean? My job as your Attorney General is to defend when those issues get to the courts. I have been defending, since being elected, everything from abortion to men and women's sports, defending our state laws, defending against federal overreach, defending against school districts around the country that are hiding from parents the fact that their kids are transitioning. These are the kinds of things we're working on. So the question isn't, will the issues you care about get to court? The question is, will your voice be heard when they do? And it is an honor and a responsibility for me to be that person. Thank you. Thank you for being here on a Saturday as well.
Okay, if you'll fix the clock on that, Chuck, and put 3. Okay, we will now hear from Samuel Knight, and he is speaking on behalf of Congressional District 3 candidate Tyler Merced.
Hello, Utah County. It's really an honor to get to speak with you today. And I have to just say, you guys are troopers. Like, we're at 7.5 hours into this and still going strong. We've heard some great thoughts so far, but I know we're also probably getting a little bit sick of speeches. So I'm going to try to take the 2 minutes and 40 seconds that I have left and make something worthwhile for you. Tyler sent me here to talk about something a little bit more important than any individual. Thank you. Tyler sent me here to speak about something more important than any individual election. Of course, individual elections matter, but there's something bigger than Phil, than Celeste, than Tyler, and that's the future of our nation. Our founding fathers gave us something special when they created our Constitution. They worked day and night to give us a representative system of government that would balance preventing mob rule while also preventing the tyranny of a vocal minority. However, we've reached a place in our country where Benjamin Franklin's promise that he gave to us has become true. He said, "We have a republic if we can keep it." Today, we've reached a place where we may not be able to keep our republic if we don't take action. We elect representatives, they go to Washington, but how often do they represent us when they get there? If you're like me, you've started to get fed up with representatives who get there and then who vote for the interests of lobbyists instead of what you want them to do. Tyler, the candidate that I'm here to represent, also has gotten tired of this, and so he created a system called the Voting Act. Rather than just running a campaign on empty promises or sitting around and pointing fingers, he's created a program that allows us as individual voters to make our voice heard by our representatives. The way it works, every single time that a bill goes across the desk of a representative in Congress, we, as the registered voters, get a chance to express to them whether we are for or against the legislation. The decision is still ultimately up to them, but now there will be more voices in their ear than just the lobbyist next door saying, "Hey, vote for this or vote for that." If you, like me, have a desire to make your voice heard in Congress, if you, like me, want to make sure that your vote matters, then I would encourage you to consider voting for Tyler Merced. Now, one last thing with the last 30 seconds that I have up here. The beauty of this system is that it's not attached to any individual candidate. This system is designed to increase accountability across all offices at a federal, state, and local level. So if you're interested in increasing accountability and trust in government, I would encourage you to reach out to your candidates, to reach out to your representatives, and ask them to opt into Voting Act. There's information available online at our website at votingact.com. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.
Okay, next in Congressional District 3, we will hear from David Harris. Although I have not seen him here, so is David Harris here? Okay, if he ends up, oh, he did. Okay, thank you for letting me know. All right. So we have now heard from all of our Congressional District 3. We have the results from the breakouts. I'm going to go ahead and let Kirby Glad do that and also do his secretary report.
In HD 52, and I'm sorry I'm going to ruin this last name, Charlie Tatu, sorry Charlie, wherever you are. Tatuaua. I'm going to give up. 13 votes for 13.4%. Corey Malloy, 84 votes for a lot more percentage. I didn't calculate the percent. Oh, 86.6%. And Corey will be the nominee. In the SD 21, yes, yeah, that's good. In the SD 21 race, Smith received a total of 89 votes for 31.8%, and Brammer received 191 votes for 68.3%, and will be our nominee. In HD 62, Jonah Johnson received 8 votes for 12.9%. Norm Thurston received 54 votes for 87.1%, and he will be the nominee. In District 64, Matthew Durant received 36 votes for 37.5%. Jackie Larson received 60 votes for 62.5% and will be the nominee and also the interim appointment, correct? And also the the winner of the special election to begin service immediately. And in the NEBO 4 school endorsement race, Perry Ewell received 77% endorsement vote, so he'll be endorsed. Thank you very much. So Christy asked who are the new delegates, and we're very glad to have new delegates because this is the lifeblood. I want to also give homage to those of you who are the veterans. How many have been here for 3 or more conventions? Raise your hand. Great. Hands down. If you have been to 5 conventions or more, stand up. Give them an applause. Those are the veterans right there. Thank you. Thank you very much. So in the future, as you collect a pin for each convention, then we'll be able to know right away who the veterans are because you're going to keep this lanyard and wear it at each of the conventions in the future. Now, what I'm really grateful for is that you're here. But then, why wouldn't you be here? Because what would be better than on a brisk summer day, hanging out with 1,300 of your best political friends, right? I mean, is this good or what? All right. I want to tell you something I learned from Derek Brown, our Attorney General, this week. He taught me that we have the only country where the national anthem ends in a question. And the question is, does that Star-Spangled Banner still wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave? And I believe that is an ongoing question. I believe that we answer that question every day. The reason I do this, the reason I'm a Republican and I do this service to the party is so that when I retire from politics, I can say to my children, that flag still waves over the land of the free. And it's for them to carry that on. I'm a Republican because I believe the principles of the Republican Party are the ones that are the best result, the best outcome for anyone, no matter what walk of life you are in. The principles of the Republican Party will be the best for you in making you free. Now, those principles are represented in our platform. We're going to discuss that today. Our platform is our common values and principles that we generally agree upon and that are generally held. Our purpose as a party is to implement our platform into governance. We want our legislative branch to pass laws that are in harmony with our platform. We want the administrative branch, the executive branch, to follow the principles in our platform. We want the judicial branch to make decisions based upon the laws that are based on our platform. Our job is to implement our platform into governance. We do that in many ways. And some of the ways are through our correlation, our collaboration committees. That's a very good way. One of the ways that we're doing today is we select candidates who we think will be most effective in putting our platform into governance. So what does that mean? It's up to you to decide what that means. It may not mean the most conservative or the most moderate. It may include other things, such as a candidate who is capable of explaining things, of communication, of persuasion. It may be the candidate that's most capable of building bridges with other people who don't agree with our values, but still have a vote in the legislative process. You'll have to decide what makes a candidate most effective in implementing our platform into governance. So I have bad news. The bad news is that none of you were selected as delegates because you are extremely intelligent and also good looking. Now those things are true of you, don't doubt it, I mean, I'm looking here, and you guys are a good-looking group. There's no question of it. But the one thing that makes us different as delegates is none of those things. And people ask me, well, are the delegates smarter than the voters? No, the delegates are no smarter. What's the difference? The delegates are engaged. The delegates are more engaged. They're willing to take the time. They're willing to spend the effort to get to know the candidates, to learn the issues, to see what it is that we need to do to put our platform into governance. And so that is why we have delegates. Our purpose of being delegates is, the reason we have a caucus and convention system is to eliminate money and fame as a significant factor in our elections. And as a result, one of the legislators asked me once, well, Kirby, how do you explain this? Sometimes the vote of the delegates is different than the vote of the primary. How do you explain that? And I said, my explanation is this: the system is working. It is not our job to predict the outcome of the primary. It is to influence the outcome of the primary. So here's what engagement means. We have to do something that we have not been good at for 50 years. We used to nominate a candidate and then sit on our hands because they were nominated as Republicans and no one else was running in the primary than our nominees. But now, it's a new world. We may not like it, or we may like it, it doesn't matter. We have to adjust to the circumstances under which we live. And that is that we have to nominate someone and then we have to support them to the election. So we're going to use that engagement, that special skill and power that you all have, which is to be engaged and to give your time, as Charles and our good Chair Henshaw have pointed out. The first engagement we're asking you to do is stay till the end of the day, and you guys are doing great at that. Okay? By the way, I think there's still food trucks. If you're hungry, go get some. But what we have to do is get behind our candidates. And if precinct chairs, we may need to go door to door. We may need to pass out flyers. We may need to talk to our neighbors. We may need to get signs out. But whatever we need to do to support the candidates that we as delegates have chosen, may I ask that we do that? I believe in the caucus and convention system. I believe that this is a good way of getting candidates who will implement our platform into governance. I want to do what I can when I pledge my allegiance to the Republic. That's my promise, to do what I can do. And I'm just asking you to do what you can do. I believe in the caucus system, and I believe in you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirby. And next we will hear from our treasurer, Mark Clough.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to serve you these last 2 years, but it all started 24 years ago. I just moved to this state, and I had my dear friend John Dougal said I should go to the caucus and run to be precinct chair. And I says, what's that? Well, I read into it and learned about it. I went to my caucus, and the 36 people that were there elected me precinct chair. Now for 24 years, I've been serving this party and loving it. I enjoy working on the platform and serving you. This time I'm serving you as a treasurer, so let's hit the numbers. You've heard enough other speeches today. Hard to see if you go to your program, or to the slides, it's in there. If you ever have any questions, call me, contact me, reach out to me. I want to hit a couple of key points here, and mostly to congratulate you, our delegates. Our starting balance at the beginning, this is the third quarter report that's to be presented to the body. We started out with $21,276. We had our Lincoln Day dinner where by the end of the third quarter, we'd brought in almost $50,000. We've brought in over that now because there's been some others that have paid for their tables. That's amazing that we had this $50,000 to use to help pay for today and other things. But the big one is this, our precinct donations, where you went to your precinct meetings and individuals asked you if you'd donate. 2 years ago, when it was a presidential election, we brought in over $21,000. This year, on an off, you might say, year, we brought in over $20,000, which is just amazing. We've never, that I've ever seen, brought that much money in. That's you. Thank you. That means I gotta say, if you see me look at I have the Venmo account, so I get notified every time anyone pays for a shirt with Venmo, or if you make a donation with Venmo, which on the back of your agenda, there's the QR codes there. If you'd like to, but today we've gotten over $1,500 donated to the party. That helps pay, we have to rent this facility, the chairs, the stage, we have to pay for all that. That's where that money goes. Okay, two more things. We, to put on the caucus, by the end of the third quarter, it cost us almost $4,000. There's been some more bills that have been paid for schools that we had to rent. And Lincoln Day dinner, which it was only $1,800, but it was more like $30,000, $40,000 that we had to spend for the Lincoln Day dinner. So those are the key things. It's a pleasure serving you as the treasurer and keeping track of this and try to keep us to the budget, and also that we have the money to support our candidates now that we're selecting today. Thank you for all that you do.
Yes, thank you, Mark, for reminding them if you want to scan that QR code. If you cannot join us as one of our sponsors today as either a $5 or $10 or $25 reoccurring member that helps us with that stuff, please at least send some of that Venmo money today to help us pay for this. These events cost us between like $5,000 and $10,000. So whatever you can send us, $5, $10, we would love for you to be on the recurring too. And thank you, Mark, for all that you do, and for you, Kirby, as well. We have another congressional district candidate. This is in CD4, and this is Scott Hatfield.
Hey, Utah County, I'm Scott Hatfield, and I'm running for CD4. So I'm so grateful to be here today with you guys, and I sincerely thank you for believing in the convention process. All right, I'm a county delegate, and I just did my duties up in Salt Lake County before I came down here, so thank you. I appreciate it. So I'm a father, I'm a combat veteran, I'm an author, I'm a small business owner, and I'm a nonprofit founder and president, right? And I have a Master of Public Administration from UVU, and I had the privilege of studying overseas at Oxford University's Pembroke College, which focused wholly on the Constitution. I am a big proponent of the Constitution, and we should be following it to a T. Now, there are some members who are running in this race who say that I don't have a track record. Well, that shouldn't matter, because there are members of Congress that have track records that are incongruent with the Constitution and our party bylaws, even here in this state. Right, so what does that look like? So it looks like 4 people from our delegation, that's all of them, that voted for sexual misconduct to protect members of Congress for 268 cases of $17 to $18 million of our taxpayer dollars. That is ridiculous, and that should not stand. Right? It also is lying to us about getting rid of H-1B visas, but also simultaneously co-sponsoring H-2Bs, which is going to do the same thing. So let me be clear, every statesman has to start somewhere, and my time is now. That is why I'm in this race, because I live in this district, I'm not trying to represent people I don't live among. So what will I do? Legislation will be voted upon entirely by three principles. Is it good for the American people? Does it fall in line with the Constitution? And does it lift the burden of government off of our shoulders? So my campaign is on three pillars: protect families, which is our children and our veterans included. It is defending our sovereignty as Americans and as Utahns, and to restore our republic as our founders intended it to be ran. And so trust me, I do know this. It's not going to be easy, but with God on my side and in trusting Him in my campaign, I will do the work that you send me to Washington to do. I am one of you, and I would be humbled to have your vote next weekend at convention. I'm Scott Hatfield, and thank you for your time.
Next, we will hear from Seth Stewart.
Hello, Utah County delegates. I am so grateful to be here with you. I love the delegate system. Been participating in it for the last 10 years, and one of the things that I enjoy the very most is getting up close and personal and getting to vet candidates where they can't hide behind a pre-screened list of questions that they're being thrown softball style in a debate or an interview. You actually get to get more information and access to the candidates, and that's one of the beauties of this system. Our caucus system has been under attack. There's been a counterfeit deployed. Signature gathering through SB 54 can become a pay-to-play scheme to force a direct primary. Something a lot of Utahns might not realize is that the direct primary is not a part of our original election systems in the state. It was added in the early 1900s as part of the National Progressive Movement. And it was added for a very specific reason. Because they wanted us to have the illusion of getting Republican candidates elected. And by having a direct popular vote primary followed by a popular vote general election, that blue shifts the candidates. You put red ballots in and you get blue candidates out. I've read Phil Lyman's petition to the Supreme Court about the signature gathering dispute. And the Supreme Court itself has agreed that it's the election method, not necessarily the party affiliation, that determines the kind of candidate that gets elected. But it turns out there's a solution to this conundrum in our own United States Constitution. The Founding Fathers understood that different election methods producing different outcomes is a feature, not a bug. And originally, it acted as a check on the government rather than as a check on us. I've made a legislative proposal, I call it the Restore the Republic Act, which would return to the constitutionally authorized election methods, and that would enable us to keep caucus convention-style delegated elections forever while addressing and resolving all of Count My Vote's objections. You can read it at constitutionalvote.org. I have several other things that I'm very interested in doing. One of them is overcoming the currency system. How's your eyesight? Can you tell which of these is fake? Okay, it's a trick question. They're both fake. The Federal Reserve is a counterfeiting organization by its very nature. Inflation is theft. I'm not one of those taxation is theft guys, but inflation is theft. And we need to end the Federal Reserve, not just audit it. I've also found in the process of petitioning our United States Supreme Court to uphold defendant rights, I also discovered the missing key that would enable us to ban elective abortions in our state. Judicial overreach is at the heart of this problem, and it's the legislature that grants the judiciary that power. In order to overcome it, we need to restore trial by jury, which enables us to put the government back in check. Thank you very much.
And next, we will hear from Tyrone Jensen.
Oh, hello everybody in Utah County, and guess what? I am glad to be home. I love you guys. You guys have been my staple for the last 23 years. Everybody across the state says, why you love Utah County? This is why. I was raised by you great people and I look forward to not only championing Utah County, but also supporting us in the United States House of Reps. So, with me saying that, we have just witnessed on March 4th of this year, all 4 of our Utah delegation voting for $18 million to be withheld from your eyes with the sexual misconduct. That is a big no. Another big no for me is to get the LGBTQ plus alphabet community the heck out of our schools and banning 100% of not doing drag shows for our kids. That should be a plus right there for everybody. On a side note, thank you. For those of you who are in CD3, here's the greatest thing ever. I know I'm running CD4, but I look forward to championing alongside Phil Lyman in Washington, D.C. I have endorsed him, and I look forward to working with him. A couple things I want to do, and this is really close and dear to my heart. I want transparency and open dialogue to what happened on September 10th, 2025. I want justice for Charlie Kirk, and the only way we're going to get to do that is by having a motion on the House floor to make sure we have a Transparency Act to make sure that all investigative whereabouts that went on that day are finally exposed for real. Now, let's talk about another thing really quick before I let you guys go. You guys have had a great day. But really quick, can we give a big shout out to Christy, your chair? She's put on one hell of an organization today, right? Let's go. Right now, we have an affordability crisis. And one of the things that I want to tackle and champion in D.C. is getting affordability back to basics, to where we can afford to have groceries, to have cheaper gas, to make sure our housing is not criminally taken by the elites from BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. Anyway, I'm going to take my time a little short. Thank you guys for coming out. It's a long day. You guys have got an amazing opportunity right here today. You have made some amazing votes. I want to keep championing the good people of Utah County. Thank you very much. My name is Tyrone Jensen, and I look forward to speaking and hearing you next week at the state convention. Thank you.
Okay, is Isaiah Hardman here? Oh, wonderful. Okay, next we will hear from Isaiah.
Hi there, Utah County. My name is Isaiah Hardman. Oh, closer. Thanks. All right, eat the mic. All right. My name is Isaiah Hardman, and I'm running in District 4. Now, I first became a Republican when Ron Paul was running for office. I'm an Army brat, grew up in a military family, and his message really spoke to my family. He talked about affordability through market competition. He talked about reducing the deficit and not being in this inflationary spiral. And he talked about ending foreign entanglements that spent dollar bills and American lives not in service of the people of this country. Now, I became a much more earnest Republican during COVID. A lot of our freedoms were being trampled, our ability to engage in commerce, to visit friends and family, and to express our opinions freely. And when the red wave came in, I celebrated. When I was at that election party and I watched, 3 branches of government turn red at once, I thought, this is such an opportunity, right? And I feel disappointed. I feel disappointed because we are still in this market system that is so heavily regulated that the competition does not lower prices. We are still in an inflationary spiral where we're spending ourselves into oblivion. And we're still entangled in foreign conflicts that most of us are not affected by, if any. And I blame a lot of this on Congress. I think that executive orders are not going to get us out of this. Congress needs to be better. And, the truth is, I don't actually know who the best candidate in this race is. Because I'm a politician, I think it's me, right? We all have elephant-sized egos. But I don't know. Luckily, we have this caucus system. And I would implore those of you who are state delegates to really inspect each of the candidates in this race and ask yourself, how are they coming to these conclusions? Why do they think this policy is a good idea? What is the framework that they see this country through? What's at the core? And I hope that Utah chooses the best representative, whether it's me or not, to keep our families safe, protect Utah, and keep America first. Thanks.
All right, thank you very much. Let's see where we are on slides. Mike, will you get to the slide that says nomination by acclamation? See if you can find that one. Okay, if I can have these individuals stand up if they are with us. Mike Smith, who's our sheriff. Jeff Gray, county attorney. Stephanie Grecius, House District 50. Kay Christofferson, House District 53. John Hawkins, House District 55. Nelson Abbott, House District 57. Lisa Shepard, House District 61. Leah Hansen, House District 51. Kristen Chevrier, House District 54. Val Peterson, House District 56. David Schallenberger, House District 58. Grant Pace, House District 60. Stephen White, House District 63. And Doug Welton, House District 65. If those people could please stand. All of these people listed have been elected by acclamation. So thank you very much, and we appreciate the service that you give our county. Thank you. Okay, is Jeff Gray and Mike Smith here? And I'm not sure if they are near. If they are, or if somebody can find them, we will have them come down. And then if not, we'll move to the next thing and we'll, oh, there we go. We'll give them a second. Sorry, we're on the, yeah, not your fault at all. We're moving things because of how things are going. So thank you very much. And this is Sheriff Mike Smith, 2 minutes, and he was elected by acclamation. Yeah, and he is going to say something for Jeff Gray as well.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the time. I'm Mike Smith, your Utah County Sheriff. When I was sworn in, I took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States. That oath guides me every single day. No matter what we face, I will stand with you and for you in defending the rights that we have under our Constitution. Thank you. I believe it's a sacred responsibility to protect our tax dollars. As our county continues to grow, I have made sure that those resources are used wisely to combat crime and to keep our communities safe. Even during difficult times, we found innovative ways to retain experienced deputies and fill critical staffing needs. I will continue working to attract and support the very best men and women to serve you. I created the Teachers Academy to prepare educators for the first critical moments in an active shooter event. Hundreds of teachers have now been trained to help protect our children when it matters most. I've worked closely with law enforcement across Utah County to ensure that we are ready to respond to riots and civil disorder. I will always defend the First Amendment rights, but I will not allow our communities to become like Portland, Minneapolis, and even Salt Lake City. I will continue to fight the crimes that steal our children's innocence and weaken our families. We've arrested hundreds of offenders involved in sex crimes and trafficking, removed thousands of pounds of drugs from our streets, and made significant impacts on the drug cartels. I've partnered with ICE to ensure that illegal immigrants who commit crimes in our county are held accountable, face the consequences, and are deported. None of this is done alone. We've built strong leadership, equipped our deputies with tools they need to expand our volunteer programs. These individuals are part of my team, they're part of your team, and I would ask that you let me continue to be part of your team. I believe in them, I believe in you, and please continue to believe in me. It is an honor to serve as your sheriff. God bless you and God bless America. So just really quick, Jeff Gray, he actually got really sick today. He was here this morning, and he couldn't stay. He wanted to. So I just wanted to say a few things for Jeff. He has been a light for us with law enforcement across this community. Even just yesterday, I was in a meeting with our Children's Justice Center, and the director of that Justice Center brought up the fact that counties across the state are asking what's going on in Utah County, because all of a sudden crimes against children are being prosecuted like we've not seen anywhere in the state. Jeff is fair, he is honest, and he is true to his word, and he has lived up to what he has promised you as a Utah County attorney. So just a few remarks for him, but thank you very much, and he's sorry he could not be here to say that personally.
Do you see her? I see her. We have results.
Chair, point of privilege.
Yes. Name and
Del
House
Bon,
District.
House District 54. To be able to mention something, I have no ties to these people, but there is a debate going around for Congressional District 4. It's on Tuesday, which is great, but Mike Kennedy can't be there because he's in Washington defending us and passing laws. So please don't discredit Mike Kennedy for not being able to attend on Tuesday night's debate.
All right, thank you. Thank you. And I can attest, we've tried so hard. Their schedules right now have been really difficult. And just so you guys know, for those of you who are new, this process was shortened by about 3 weeks. So please know that you are in a very unique situation. We usually do have about 3 weeks longer than we have had this time. So if you have felt like you've been in a political washing machine lately, it is somewhat difficult, but it's not this difficult. So if this is your first year, you've hit the highest degree of difficulty, so well done. And let's see if they have results ready to go. We also, Chuck added the breakouts to the slides, so if you're following along on the slides, the breakout results are on the slides, and we'll continue to try and do that. I just heard her say it's really close. I don't know what that means. Suspense. Oh my goodness, thank you. You guys, we're now up to 2,000. Thank you for helping us pay for this venue. Thank you for helping us pay for the expenses that we have when we do have our nominees when the convention ends, especially the large county-wide ones. It is going to take some money. What we have is a system that is helpful to have, but it does take money. A lot of elections are won on mailers, and mailers are the most expensive thing in elections. We've been getting better at sending out texts. We've been getting better at sending out emails. And so every little bit helps for our nominees, and it also helps run our party. So thank you very, very much. All right, Wendy, are you ready? Okay, and she's going to talk right into the mic and as loud as she can. And slowly.
Slowly, that's what they said. Okay, County Commission seat A. Closer. Is that better? Okay. Evans, 132 votes for 10.34%. Kafusi, 348 votes for 27.25%. Smith, 114 votes for 8.93%, and Bowles, 683 for 53.48%. So we will have another round of balloting. They'll tell you. Yep. For auditor, Tanner, 825 votes for 68.52%. Hoban, 379 votes with 31.48%. Commission B, Paxman, 262 votes for 28.26%. Heron, 414 votes for 32.32%. Spencer, 471 votes for 36.77%. And Mann, 134 votes for 10.46%. County Clerk, Davidson, 747 votes for 58.63%. Astle, 527 votes for 41.36%.
Okay, a little bit of translation on this, just so you know. So on the county clerk race, that will send Davidson and Astle to a primary. On commission seat B, that eliminates Paxman and Mann. The remaining is Heron and Spencer. We will have another vote on seat B. On seat A, that eliminates Evans and Smith. We will have another vote between Kafusi and Bowles. And that makes Tanner your nominee for the auditor position.
Point of information.
Yeah, I just want to say one more comment about that. If you look at the percentages, and we're happy to show you the actual ballots, there are some that are spoiled. So for you math geeks who are over there being like, hold on, there's a couple of those where it says 2 spoiled and 6 spoiled. And so if those numbers don't exactly match up, it might be because there was a handful of spoiled ballots on that. So yes, go ahead. Name and House district, please.
Mark Gillespie, District 53. Believe me, I don't want to be here longer than necessary, but could you please repeat the numbers on the county commission seats? Because the ones we wrote down that were spoken did not allow for 2 people to be dropped from one of those races.
Specifically for A.
Yes.
For A. Okay, yes.
Sorry, B. Commission seat B, I believe.
Let's go right. Is that right? You gotta write them down? Seat B, right, B. Yeah.
All right, let's do math. Let's do math. So, the lowest vote candidate was Mann with 134 votes. The next highest candidate was Paxman with 262 votes. That is a total of 396 votes. The next higher vote getter was Heron with 414 votes. So, since the sum of those 2 candidates does not exceed the next higher candidate, they can both be dropped.
I think we did our calculations based on the percentages. And
Yeah,
was what was
that
wrong.
don't work that way.
Thank you.
It should be a close approximation, but it's not exact.
I did love how he prefaced that with, I don't want to stay here longer, but thank you for still calling that out. If we did it wrong, we need to take care of it right here. I appreciate that. Okay, so for those candidates who are still in the race, would they please come to the stage? They have 1-minute speeches. So if you are still in those races, please come to the stage. There's Michelle. Very good. In Commission Seat A race, that would be Michelle Kafusi and Brent Bowles. In Commission B race, that would be Carolina Heron and David Spencer. Okay, so 1 minute speeches, and we'll start with Michelle. Michelle Kafusi.
I'm super proud that I haven't tripped on the step because I'm really clumsy. I'm tall and clumsy. So here we are, round 3. Thank you for staying, those who have stayed. I've had a few tell me they're out, but I appreciate those who have hung in here with the process. I'm Michelle Kafusi. I want to serve you. I want to represent you, and I would love to meet with you and visit. I've got options, open options for delegate meetings and things like that. Please don't hesitate to reach out. All my information. I give out my cell phone to everyone. It's my original cell phone I've had forever. 801-319-4999. Please, my husband's going to tell me stop giving out your cell phone to God and country, but I do it because that's the job I'm in and I love my job. So please, don't hesitate to reach out. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you have to say. I'm Michelle Kafusi, and I'm asking for your vote. Thank you.
And we will now hear from Brent Bowles.
I am just overwhelmed by the... Okay, I am just overwhelmed with the amount of support you have given me today. As I said, I trusted you as the delegate. Thank you so much. As I said before, I will put my energies into serving you. I want lower taxes. I don't want to be number one, as I said before, in salaries. I want to be number one in our county for lower taxes and fiscal responsibility. I want to serve you, and I'm ready to do the job. People have asked me, why haven't you had a website up? And I said, if I can't get the delegates to understand the seriousness of this election, why am I going to put a ton of money into something that I can't convince you that I can be your representative? And you've showed me I can. I'm ready to hit the road running, and I'm going to do everything to win. Thank you very much.
And in Commission Seat B, Carolina Herron.
Well, here we are again. Thank you for your time. Thank you for staying around. And thank you for your vote and for your trust. Like I've said, I'm one of you. I've been doing this. I've been working. I've always had to be a hard worker. I've always had to work hard, and I am ready to do so, and I am ready to continue working hard for you. And together with Commissioner Beltran, I know that we can continue to serve this party, this county, and the state by showing that convention caucus matters and that we can send strong candidates towards a primary. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for being here. And I would love to have your vote, your support, and to be able to represent you. Thank you.
And we will hear from David Spencer.
I'm David Spencer, and I'm excited to be here, and I appreciate you coming out today and tonight. I have a plan. I want to create that transparency portal so we have accountability to the citizens of Utah County. I want to do a Connect app to make sure we're all connected as a county. I will work for you, and I'll make sure your voice counts. I'm David Spencer, and I hope I can gain your vote. Thank you.
Okay, we are voting again. Do you want me to go over it one more time? You know? I heard a no. Okay, so you're looking for pink and red. They look like this. Pink and red. Oh, look at these guys. They got it. This is such a good, well done. Okay, balloting is open for our election workers. So our election workers can go ahead and vote right now. Let's put some music on and let's get this done quick. Voting. Is there anyone up here? They need a box up here, same spot again. If you guys could go up there, up the stairs, if I can get 2 election workers, I need you to go up the stairs. I need you to go up the stairs and help them right there. And do we need anyone else that needs a box brought up the stairs? Yeah, we have one more thing to do, so please do not leave. Marilyn Momini, will you go? Oh, they're going to go up the stairs. Okay, as long as somebody's going up the stairs. All right, Mike, kill the music, please. All right, everybody take your seats. Yeah, all right, have a seat, have a seat. Thank you. Really quickly, we're almost done. Tell whoever you're talking to that we're so close. You'll talk to them after. Head on back. Is there anybody else voting? Last call. Last call for voting. Anyone else that still needs to vote? Everyone's leaving. Seriously? Hurry, run. Don't care, run. It's Chuck. We're all going to watch Chuck do the walk of shame because he forgot. We're all going to wait for Chuck. Go. Don't talk. Go. Anyone else who needs to vote? Last call for voting. Last call. As soon as Chuck votes, we're going to call it unless I see another hand. Last call. Ben, thank you if you'll come up. Yeah. Does anyone need a copy of the adopted platform? It's right here if somebody'd like to come up and get a copy. Okay, Chuck, are you done? Okay, wonderful. And voting is now closed. Voting is now closed. Voting is now closed. That's exciting. All right, shh, if you guys will have your seat. Take a seat really quick. Shh. Have a seat. Have a seat. All right, thank you very much. Oh, you guys are getting good. You're moving so much quicker. Good job. That was really good on the balloting. That was super fast. Good job. Good job. Except for Chuck. Shh. Okay, if you'll have a seat. I'm going to turn this part over to Kirby Glad, our secretary. This is for the ratification of the adopted platform.
The next item of business is the ratification of the platform. Let me describe the process to you. The chair has asked me to, has vacated the chair and asked me to chair this portion of the meeting. The word ratification, from Robert's rules, means a motion to ratify or called approve or confirm is an incidental main motion that is used to confirm or make some action valid already taken that cannot become valid until approved by the Assembly. So the process for a change of the platform is first, anyone can submit a change to the platform. It goes through the Constitution and Bylaws Committee for review. Then it goes through the Executive Committee for review. And then it goes to the Central Committee, which is comprised of all the precinct chairs and vice chairs and the district leaders, for adoption. It is adopted by a 2/3 vote. Then it is subject to ratification by the convention. Ratification means simply you approve or you don't approve. There are no amendments permitted at this meeting to the platform. Amendments are permitted at the Central Committee meeting where the motion, where the platform revision is considered and adopted, but not at this meeting. So you have some choices if you like or you don't like the platform. If you like it, then vote yes. If you don't like it, then vote no. If you do not adopt, or excuse me, if you do not ratify the platform that was adopted by the Central Committee, then the platform that's currently on the website continues to apply. We'll go back to the previously adopted and ratified platform. If the platform is adopted and you still don't like it, there's a process for amending the platform. And the process includes what I just outlined. Anybody can bring up a proposal and you can send it to the process, and then it will be adopted or not by the Central Committee and then ratified at the next convention. So first I'll entertain a motion to ratify the platform. The chair recognizes Chair Henshaw.
Yes, I would like to move that we ratify the adopted platform for the Utah County Republican Party.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we ratify the adopted platform. Now, before I call for discussion, we don't currently have any rules that limit debate. And therefore, every speaker would be allowed to take 10 minutes under Robert's rules. I don't think you want that. So the chair would entertain a motion to limit each speech in debate.
Mr. Chair.
The chair recognizes Chase Atchison.
Chase Atchison, House District 64. I make a motion to limit debate on the ratification of the Utah County Republican Party platform to 2 statements, for and against, 1 minute each.
Okay. Okay, is there a second? Okay. It is moved and seconded that we limit debate on the ratification of the platform to 2 speeches, 2 for each side, 2 in favor, 2 opposed, and each speech limited to 1 minute. Okay, this is a non-debatable motion. It requires a 2/3 vote. All in favor of limiting debate to 2 speeches of 1 minute each, 2 speeches for and 2 speeches against of 1 minute each. Please raise your badge. Thank you. Those opposed? There not being 2/3 in favor, the motion is not adopted. Would someone like to try a different approach to limiting debate? The chair recognizes Max Sims.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Max Sims, House District 52. I would like to make a motion that we have 4 speeches for, 4 speeches against at 1 minute each. So we're doubling them out.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, it is moved and seconded that we have 4 speeches for and 4 speeches against, each speech limited to 1 minute. This is a non-debatable motion. All those in favor of limiting the debate to 4 speeches in favor and 4 speeches against at 1 minute each, please raise your badge. Thank you. Those opposed? There being 2/3 in favor, that limit of debate is adopted. Now, the person who the maker of the motion has the right to speak first. Do you want to speak first? Okay.
Mr. Chair. Parliamentary inquiry.
The pro will be over here and con will be over here. Right? Is everybody over here in favor?
I have a parliamentary inquiry.
Great. Let me just answer this question first. Is this in favor and this is opposed? Is everyone over here opposed? No, backwards. This is in favor and this is opposed. Okay.
This is a point of inquiry.
Parliamentary inquiry. Please state your inquiry.
Yeah, Michael Murdoch, HD 56. Our seat count is starting to look a little bit like my hairline. It's thinning out. I'm just curious what the threshold for ratification is at the convention. Is it dependent on the number of credentialed delegates?
Thank you.
So I just want to clarify that.
So the question is about the quorum required to ratify. A quorum at a convention is defined as a majority of the registered delegates. The number of delegates registered is 1,343. So it is the chair's opinion that we do have a quorum. Okay, we'll now continue with the speeches with first a speaker in favor. Are you speaking in favor?
Information.
A request for information.
Request for information.
The member will state the request.
Perry Ewell, AHD 65. Currently, at our caucus meetings, we are required to review the platform. What will be, should we adopt new platform? What will be the expectation of that review at caucus meetings?
So I understand the delegate's question is, this is a little bit longer. And so what will be the effect on the requirements at the caucus meeting of reading the platform? The requirements to read the platform can be modified. We also have the option of reading the state platform, which is a bit shorter. It's also possible that there could be like a shortened version of the platform to be read. So there are options in how to deal with it, and that's not a part of our decision today. Okay, we're now, is there any further discussion? I'm looking for a speaker in favor of ratifying the platform. This is fours over here is what I'm told. Okay, the chair recognizes the member at the for mic.
All right.
For 1 minute.
Derek Bunn, House District 57.
Yeah, you got to
I rise in favor, speak in favor of the adopted platform. Just so you know some of the work that went into this, this isn't a spur-of-the-moment platform. This is a process that's gone over the course of the last year and then some. Lots of you have had plenty of opportunity to review it. It's been online, and if you haven't read through it all the way, it is effectively an addendum to the existing platform. There's very few actual changes to the existing planks. What happened is we needed to add planks that addressed issues that are currently issues in the state. And so a lot of the planks that you'll see in there are actually directly addressing issues that are either current issues in the state or ones we're aware of that will be issues shortly. And so I'd like to just hope that you can vote in favor of those things so that we can hold our elected officials accountable to those things that we hold dear.
Okay, a member to speak against.
Brennan Platt, HD 58. So I speak against, and this isn't to say anything against those who came up with this. I know there's hard work put into it. As a BYU professor, my students are currently taking their finals, and as they go into those finals, I tell them, don't write everything you know about economics in your answer. You need to answer the question, and it'll be penalized if you do extra kitchen sink sort of answers. This is a kitchen sink. It's got everything. To give you an example, under food rights, it even talks about cross-pollination of seeds as being one of the important things of our plank. Now, these are things I don't even disagree with. I give this like an A- or maybe an A in terms of correct content, but it's a D in terms of actually giving the fundamental purpose of what a platform needs to do, which is inspire people to join our party and support our causes, and then apply these to these sort of principles in particular applications.
Thank you. The member's time has expired. A speaker in favor. We have 3 more speakers on each side. A speaker in favor.
I'm for it. Dave Lewis, House District 61. It's been 14 years since it's been updated. There have been hundreds of hours spent on this by the committee. There's been a lot of edits. There's been a lot of input. The opportunity to give input has been over the last year, not tonight. We need it. A lot of things that have happened in the last 14 years, we didn't even know all the crazy stuff that would happen, DEI, guys thinking they could play with girls, everything else. There are a lot of things in here that we need to address. We need to adopt it. Let's adopt it.
Thank you. A member speaking in opposition is recognized.
Dale Bills, 64.
Go ahead.
There may have been a lot of work here, but it still needs more work. Most of the delegates have probably not had time to read what was presented to us on the website. That was in, what was it in, 5-point font? Get on pages. This thing is over 11 pages long, 12 pages long. We put it into a regular document. There are items here that we claim to believe, but we don't really them. This needs more work.
Thank you. We have 2 more speakers on each side. The chair recognizes the member at the pro microphone.
Max Sims, House District 52. I understand the concern that many members have about the length and complexity of this, and the reality is this is reflective of the evolution of our society and the issues that are coming up and the issues we need to deal with. No one would have anticipated that we needed to have a platform plank 20 years ago about content in schools, or whether transgenders should be using different kinds of bathrooms and things like that. The fact of the matter is that as the needs of our society evolve, we need to address them, and we need to have a stand as a party on where we stand, on where we sit with that. As I served on a school board before, there were many times that issues would come to us and I go, oh my goodness, we need another policy. We didn't ever think this would come up, and now we do. And that's just reflective of what the nature of what we're about. And this is not a locked-in document. Can it be improved? It can be improved, and it can be amended later. So don't feel like we are locked into this. We can do stuff later as well. Thank you.
The member at the opposed microphone is recognized.
Tracy Barnes, HD 54. So I read through this when I had 3 hours the other night, and I have an objection to under social media where it says government mandated presentation of credentials to participate on social media is a violation of privacy. I want to protect our children. That is why we are requiring our social media companies to prove that kids are old enough to be on social media. And now that's part of our party platform. I can't support that.
Okay. The chair will take notice of the fact that we don't have any other speeches to be given at this convention. So at the end of this final speaker, if somebody wants to make a motion to extend debate until the results are ready, you can do that. It's just possible at 1 minute each, or 2, or whatever you want it to be, if you want to make that motion and vote on them. Okay. Well, I misunderstood. We apparently have other business to do, so it's your choice. Now, there's one more speech on each side. The member at the pro microphone is recognized.
Matt Wood, HD 54. I attended a lot of the meetings of the platform committee, and there were actually parts of it that I did not agree with as we were deliberating and so forth. And when you're a candidate for certain offices, there's a page that says, do you agree with the platform? If there are any parts that you don't agree with, write them here. I did that when I ran for HD 54 education officer and so forth. I think this is not like I have to agree with every single tiny word in this, and the intention is that we are going to have a platform committee with an ongoing work all the time of taking all of the suggestions that come from the body of the delegates to work through those and propose amendments to it and so forth. It'll be a living document, and we can shorten it and put out different media.
The time of the member has expired. Thank you.
They won't let us amend it. Here.
The last speaker under this current rule, the delegate at the opposed microphone, is recognized.
Barry Bickmore, District 58. So I don't really expect a major party platform to, have everything in there that I exactly agree with. So that's fine with me if I don't agree with every single point. But in there, in this thing, it says all Republican elected officials, candidates, and party officers, which I guess includes delegates, are expected to endorse these principles and agree to be held accountable to the people and to the party. So I keep hearing from county officials and others today that this doesn't mean that you have to take some kind of weird ideological purity test to be in party office or a delegate or a candidate. But that's not what it says. It says that the party can make you accountable.
The time of the delegate has expired. Having reached the limit of debate,
I make a motion to extend debate 4 more against, 4 more for, 1 minute each.
is there a second? Okay, it is moved and seconded that we extend the debate for 4 more in favor and 4 opposed at 1 minute each. This is a non-debatable motion. All those in favor of extend, it requires a 2/3 vote. All those in favor of extending debate, please raise your badge. Thank you. Those opposed, please raise your badge. There not being 2/3 in favor, the current rule of debate stands, and that time has expired. We will now have a vote on the ratification of the platform. It requires a majority vote. All those in favor of ratifying the platform, which was adopted by
Chair.
the Central Committee. Yes?
I don't think we have a quorum here. Can I make a motion to count the delegates?
So, I'll accept that as a point of order that we do not have a quorum. So a quorum consists of 650 individuals. So look around. Does that look like 650? It does to the chair. The chair rules that we do have a quorum. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to vote on ratification of the platform which was adopted by the Central Committee. All those in favor of ratifying the platform, please raise your badge. Keep it up. Thank you. Those opposed, please raise your badge. Okay, the chair is unsure. I'm going to ask you to stand. All those in favor of adopting the platform, please stand. And raise your badge. Thank you. Those opposed, please stand and raise your badge. That motion is adopted. I will now vacate the chair and turn it back over to Christy.
Okay, we are just waiting for results. I have one thing to show you guys.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Perry Yule.
Perry,
AC
as in the
65.
one that was endorsed today?
Yes, that one. Thank you. I would motion that we send the caveat at the end that all Republican elected officials, candidates, and party officers are expected to endorse these principles and agree to be held accountable to the people in the party back to the committee to resolve some of the concerns.
Oh, so
with
let me explain again. Ben, will you stand up? So anything like that that you have seen, please talk to Ben, and they can, write it up. They can talk. They can help you through. Send an email to. Why don't you come and tell them?
I can't write fast enough for all the things that are coming in. So if you have a suggestion, send an email to cbc@ucrp.org. And that goes to me as the chair, and we'll take it up as the Constitution and Bylaws Committee and move on from there with the sponsors. cbc@ucrp.org. The CBC stands for Constitution and Bylaws Committee.
And for those of you who have gone through that process, they do a great job. It's a very simple process. They help you through it. They show you, they have you bring language, they work with you on the language. And thank you, Ben, for all the work that you do on the Constitution and Bylaws Committee. Really appreciate him and his. If you're on the Constitution and Bylaws, please stand up. There's a handful of you here. Constitution and Bylaws Committee. So talk to any one of them that you see standing. They can get you the information. If you had issue with a word or one of the planks and you would like to rework that, we had 2 come at our convention last year. Both of those passed. It's not a difficult process, and so please ask them how to do that, and they will help you through that process. Yes, Melissa.
Point of information, Melissa Gonzalez.
And House District?
House District 51.
Yes.
I heard someone call division here to count.
Okay. Yeah, Kirby's going to explain that.
Division is accounting.
The chair has asked me to explain the parliamentary rule in this manner. A division is not a counted vote. A division can be demanded by any member to verify a voice vote. Division is a standing vote, which is exactly what was conducted. Therefore, the call for division is not in order.
Okay, I think they may have thought it was a counted vote, but is that out of order, a motion for a counted vote? I just was concerned that it wasn't recognized, but people are saying it's because they were not at the microphone.
So the member is asking, when is it in order to have a counted vote?
Yeah.
A counted vote can be ordered by the chair if the chair is in doubt, or the body can move for a counted vote.
So I was the one that called for division, and I really would like to have a standing counting vote because there were a lot of people who were standing when the yes vote was counted, and then they raised their credentials when the second. So we did not have people sitting in their seat, and I saw conflicts where people were standing and being counted as if they were voting yes, but then they raised their credential on the no. So I think that's why I called division, and I apologize for using the wrong term, but I really would like to see a counted vote, because there were too many people standing that shouldn't have been standing.
Point of order.
Okay. Okay, so was there a member that wanted to make a motion to verify that vote by a counted vote?
Yes, I would like to make that motion.
Point of order, Madam Chair.
Okay. This requires a majority vote of the body. So is there a second to asking for a counted vote? Okay. It has been moved and seconded that we have a counted vote. This motion is not debatable. All those in favor of having a counted vote on the previous vote taken to ratify the, help me out here, platform. Thank you. It's hard to get old, people. All those in favor of having a counted vote on the vote to adopt or ratify the platform, please raise your badge. Okay, those in favor, those opposed to having a counted vote on the last vote taken? Okay, the chair rules that motion fails.
Madam Chair, point of information.
Yeah, name and House District.
Charles Wood, House District 52. I've had a number of people asking me for the numbers from the breakout sessions and from the previous rounds of voting. I have gone into the platform slides, which you can get to by going to our website, ucrp.org. There's a button at the top that will take you to the convention page. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can get on the slides. The slides are updated as we update them, and you can get all of those results there.
Thank you, Charles. Appreciate that. In 30 seconds, and then we can announce the results. Have you talked to Kirby about those? Do you have them? Oh, you're good. Okay, I want to show you guys the pins. If you do with a $5 sponsor, it is a large elephant with a small elephant and a $5 with a sponsor. If you do the 10, those pins are on their way. Those are silver. And then for the gold, it is $25. And then we have our Elephant Society pins. So if you signed up for that today, there's a form. It'll ask, did you get your pin? Your House District Chair will be getting those to you. So thank you very much for all of you who have signed up for being a monthly sponsor. We really, really appreciate it, and make sure that you pick up your pin either here or from your House District Chair. And we will get the results from our elections chair, Wendy Hart, right now.
Thank you all for hanging out with us this long. So for Commission A, I will speak slowly. Kafusi, 414 votes for 35.32%. Bowles, 758 votes for 64.67%. For Commission B, Herron with 572 votes for 47.95%, and Spencer with 621 votes for 52.05%.
Okay, translating that, in Commission Seat A, Brent Bowles becomes the party nominee. And translating that, in Commission Seat B, Carolina Heron and David Spencer will go to a primary. Yes, as both nominees, and then we'll go to a primary. Okay, what's our time? 5:15. I think you guys set a record today in attendance. I think you set a record for the most people that have ever stayed, and we did pretty darn good for getting us out of here around 5 o'clock. Thank you guys so very, very, very much for everything that you're doing in your county, and we have a newsletter that comes out monthly.